So it's let's see, about 1:40 on Thursday. We're taking a break right now to meet from our meeting with the Fides board. We've been meeting with them since about probably a little before 11 today. A quick recap on the last couple days. I think on Tuesday we went to a couple of the local projects. We got to see the chicken farm, which wasn't very well run. It was difficult to understand what exactly was going on with that, because most of the chickens had been sold off. There was only a few left. We also saw the ice making business, something that's definitely a benefit to a lot of people. But the difficulty with Senegal is there's not always power, so it's a challenge when the power's off to keep the ice frozen and also to make new ice. Essentially what that business consists of is a woman in Chess that Fides bought her a upright freezer, not as big as a full-size freezer that we have in the States, but a very large upright freezer she's able to make bags of ice with, just long tubes of ice, which she sells to local bakeries and individuals in the area. We drove by the Bartimaeus Clinic, which is the hospital. Very impressive. I mean, 4 stories. It's engineered to go to 11 stories, so they're gradually adding on to that. It started as just a 2-room clinic, and now it's grown to 4 stories, so it's very encouraging to see that. After spending the morning in Chess, we drove out to Catherine, which is, it felt like it took forever to get there, but it took us about 4 hours driving. Part of the time we did not have air conditioning, so it was difficult. That was one of the most difficult parts of the trip so far, is just suffering through that. Very hot, cramped in a van. Just not a pleasant experience at all. Out in Catherine the first day, got to go to the village of Senegal. That's a village that Mountain View Church has adopted, so got to meet a lot of the Christian believers out there and pray with them and encourage them, which was good to see. It's crazy being out in the villages. I mean, it's National Geographic Africa. I mean, it's grass huts, half-clothed kids, kids that are sick, or just a very harsh reality that is most of Africa. So it's difficult to see that, but it was also incredibly encouraging to see the believers. In Senegal, the chief is a Christian, and so is his brother. So getting to see that, realizing that although we're separated by languages and cultures, that we're all still worshiping the same God, which is pretty cool to think about. So definitely, I mean, keep those villagers in your prayers. It's a village of about 1,500, and there's probably 20, 25 at the most, and maybe a lot less than that believers. So not a very high percentage at all. And so they need a lot of encouragement. They need our prayers, because there's not the missionaries have left. They've gone back to the States, so they need all the encouragement they can get. They need local leaders to step up in the church, and they need to continue to meet together to encourage one another and read the Scripture together. Tuesday night we stayed at a Catholic mission in Catherine. We ate dinner at an outdoor cafeteria that they had on the mission, and then the bedroom was a couple beds, a mattress on the floor, which I slept on the floor in our room. I was with 2 of our translators. I slept on the floor. We had a sink and then a spigot and a bucket for a shower. I was hoping we had a shower, and then waking up and having to use the bucket was kind of disappointing, but nonetheless it was very refreshing. Wednesday morning, woke up very tired, didn't sleep very well, haven't slept very well the last couple nights here. So Wednesday morning we went out to the villages again. I got to go to Jagale this time, which is a little past Senegal. That's the village that Mountain View Church, or no, I'm getting them confused. The church in Marysville has adopted that one. Got to meet some of the villagers there. Got to see they had a brick making machine out there. At that village there was tons of children that came around. They loved to get their picture taken. And so some of us were talking with some of the leaders, looking at the brick making machine, talking about some of the difficulties they've been having, some of the things that the brick machine has helped with, helping to build houses that are a mixture of clay and cement that can withstand the rains. But it's hard to see. I mean, the villages, the life that they live. I mean, the men oftentimes work from 5:30 to dark, and the women are up even earlier making breakfast, and then during the day taking care of the kids. And it's hard to see it. It's almost a surreal experience being out in the villages. We take for granted so many things in America, and seeing these people that are just barely getting by on the bare essentials, it's tough to see. But it's encouraging to see the believers. And there's, lots of opportunities for microfinance projects that, can hopefully improve these people's standards of living, and help the men to be able to provide more for their families, and even, opportunities for women to be able to provide, so business opportunities for them, which would be huge. Wednesday, we drove back, and when we got back, we didn't have anything planned, so we got to just kind of relax at the John Huffman School. I was able to go out and play some more basketball with the locals, so that was fun. Played their version of playground ball, which is kind of a combination of 21, team 21 essentially, with some make it, take it involved. So it was fun playing with them. Didn't speak the language, but they were very gracious, picking me up on different teams to be able to play. So that was a lot of fun. Last night, we had the air conditioning all night with the fan, which was incredible. I actually had to use the linen sheet that's on my bed. It was amazing to not just be sweating terribly. Today we woke up, got to see a tour of the John Huffman School, which is connected to the building that we're living in. We're living in kind of the dormitories for that, the guest house for it. So we got to tour that. They've got 537 kids that go there, about 10% of which are Christian. So it's great to be able to see that. They've got a computer lab upstairs that was donated by Syracuse University. And just, getting to see some of the plans that they have for that and some of the vision that they have for that. It was good to see. And then we started meeting with the Fides board a little before 11. And that's been good. It's been kind of difficult with the translation, but Lynn has been doing a great job. The board is absolutely, very sharp guys. They definitely have a heart for holistic ministry to the communities, to chess and the villages and all of Senegal. They definitely have a heart for that and a vision for how they can, really leverage what they have. We spent a lot of time this morning discussing the housing project that they're working on, and also the possibility of scholarships for the John Huffman School. We're taking a break for lunch right now, so hopefully be able to get into some more of the basics that we need to get answered, the basic questions we need to get answered for the board for coming back to people in America. But nonetheless, very encouraging, but we've still got a lot of work to do this afternoon, and this is the last time we're going to get to meet with them. Well, and the only time we've gotten to meet with them so far. So we've got a lot of work to do. But yeah, it's crazy that this time is almost over. The team flies out essentially tomorrow night. They got to go to the airport, and then I'm here for a couple more days with Annika. So yeah, your prayers are very much appreciated, and there'll probably be more soon.